Welcome to a new live stream here. I'm having some space problem with my phone. So I have to delete some videos from the phone to do more videos. Anyway, I see. Well, all you are see the topic of this live stream, and I see everyone, at least most people on the net, talking and speaking on this DAYSTAR dilemma. A whole lot of videos have been circulating, even videos that was from years ago. And I realized that DAYSTAR, there's certain acts of DAYSTAR that has always been exposed. But what about the child now? Now people are still making this DAYSTAR thing about Johnny, about Jonathan, about Susie, about the interviews that Marcus Rogers did, about people are making all about that. But what about the victim? What about the child? Did we forget the child in the midst of all this? Did we forget that the child is going through something right now? That's my question right now. Did we forget the victim? I can remember when Ali Carter was speaking about the whole PDD, the danger of Hollywood and PDD and Jay-Z and all of them. And many people never believe her, and she was talking about what they did to children and all of that. Now that they're actually being exposed, yes, they're being exposed and everybody's focusing on them, but what about the children? What about the victims? People tend to take their eyes off those who are actually hurting in the situation and focus their eyes on those who have hurt. And yes, we're supposed to expose them, and they're being exposed. But then what about the victims? Is anybody concerned about the victims? The same thing now with DAYSTAR. Where's the concern for the child? Where is the concern for the child? Where is people talking about praying for that child? Nobody's talking about that. Everybody's just making it about Johnny Lamb and making it about the videos that people are making on Johnny Lamb, on Jonathan, and uh, Mr. Weiss and all of them. But what about the child? That's my question right now. Because the child is probably hurting even right now. The child is going through something. If what happened to her is real, then the child is actually going through something that can cause her to hate men, that can cause her to become a lesbian. God forbid. God forbid, people. I'm telling you, God forbid. But these things do happen. And I've heard of stories of these things happening. Let me tell you, let us focus on the child. Greetings, everyone who's joining in. May God bless you all. I wanted to do a video on this, but my space on the phone is out. So I'm just doing a live stream to just talk about this. So greetings all those who are here with me. If you guys can help with this stream to go far, you can just pound that like button to assist with the algorithm. As we talk about this here, I'm not going to spend too long, or try my best not to spend too long, because when I start talking, I can truly I can truly vent sometime. And when it comes to this, I really have to talk about this. What about the child? Have we forgot that the child is the one that been through something? And this is the reason why this whole DAYSTAR dilemma is now being exposed. So where are the interviews that's talking about the child and the stages where the child is right now? Where is the assistance for the child? Where is the prayer groups for the child? What about the child? That's my question. Did we forget the victim in all of this? Did we forget the victim in all of it? Because as I was saying earlier, these things can wreck the mind, the soul, the psychology. If this thing really happened, if she was really molested, if something really went on with her, let me tell you, if she don't get the necessary healing that she should get, she can turn out to be something. She can turn out to be. She can turn out to be something horrible. She can turn out to hate people. She can turn out to even. She can turn and even hate God. I'm telling you. I'm telling you the truth. She can turn to even hate God in the process. Because many people have been through abuse, and especially when they go through abuse from church people, they end up even blaming God for it. Or sometimes don't even believe in God because of it. Because if these people were people of God, then why did they did this to me? If these people were truly serving God, then why did they do this to me? Shalom everyone, shalom brother Jeremy, and shalom everyone who's joining in. Why? The child will ask. The child is probably asking. And this can cause her to become sexually perverted. Later on, she herself can even become making other victims too. Because this is what abuse lead to. Perfect, let me go here. Just come to me to just look at this. Let me show you some certain effects of sexual abuse from experts. Because I am no expert on this, but I've heard and I've seen what, I've heard and I've seen what sexual abuse can do to people. One of the first effects of sexual abuse is this: depression. Depression. Hold on, let me cut out all this noise. Depression. She can go through depression. And depression is not a good place to be. When you are depressed, it can lead to other thoughts. It can lead to even suicide. Flashbacks. These are the effects of these things. So what about the child, people? What about the young child? If this really happened, people, what about the young child? She might having flashbacks. Where the memory of the past trauma feel as if it's taking place even right now. When a person have a flashback, it seems as if the very thing that happened even 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, it feels as if it's happening right now. And they can go through a level of anxiety. It can give them heart problems. It can cause a whole heap of things. Stress level gone up. This is a child that we were talking about here. Many of you want to hide from this one. I'm not going to hide from this one. Because they are because of church, people are now being victimized. When church should be a place where people are healed, when people who say that they are people of God should heal people, they're hurting people. That's what I'm saying. If this is true, what about the child? That's my question here. Sexual abuse can lead to post-traumatic stress disorders. What is that? You're gonna feel anxiety, feel stress, feel fear, make it difficult to adjust, difficult to cope. That's what it does. So what about the child? I'm telling you, it can cause self-harm. The child, if this child don't get healing from this, the child can harm herself. She can become a drug addict, alcoholic. God forbid all these things that I'm saying. I don't wish for none of this to happen to this child. Not one bit. And that's why we should be praying for that child and praying for all those who have been victimized, sexually abused. If it's not even by church, but from people, we have to pray for them, because it can cause self-harm. Some people, when they go through traumas in life and so forth, they cut themselves. They cut themselves. Some of them, to try and get over all of this, they go and smoke. They go and drink. They go and party. They go and do things to try and distract themselves from all of this. What about the child? That's my question right now. What about the child? Somebody asks in the comment section, are you Christian? Yes, I am a Christian. Many of you, when you see the beard, the first thing you think is Muslim. I'm no Muslim. I'm a child of the Most High God. I'm a believer in the Bible. I'm a follower of Christ. So some of you probably watch me and say, he must be a Muslim. No, it's not. Self-harm is what can be, the child can reach up to the point where she start harming herself and doing things that is harmful to herself. So what about the child? She can go through panic attacks, sleeping disorders, eating disorders. These are all the effects, people, and there are so much more. Glory to God. So what about the child? We're all out here just talking about the big people, but what about the young child? The big people, they can make certain decisions. They can make certain decisions. They can work on themselves. But a child does not know how to truly work on themselves. What about the child, people? What about the child? Do we forget that someone has been victimized by all this? If what they say has happened to her, has truly happened to her, do we know the detriment of all that? Do we know the detriment of all of that? Do we know the long-term effect if this child is not healed? What can happen? What about the child? That is my question here today. I was gonna make this in a video form, but it's in a live format. I'm gonna have to clear the space on my phone, and when I clear space on my phone, then I'll do my other videos. But that's my whole thing right now, people. What about the child? Because if healing don't truly take place, if healing does not truly take place, then this can be detrimental. This can truly be detrimental if healing does not take place. This can lead to her having relationship problems, having mistrust for men, don't trust men. There's so many things. There's so many negative effects. If she was really sexually abused, sexually assaulted, sexually molested, there's so much negative effects for that people. So what about the child? Do we forget the child? Love to you all who's joining in. Love those who are in Germany, those who are here with me right now. Blessings to you. May the peace of God be with you. May the mercy of God be with you through our Lord Jesus Christ, Yeshua Hamashiach, Yahushua, Yahusha. Pray for those. Pray for the child. Show more concern for the child. Show more concern for the child. That's my thing. If I was doing a different live stream, I could invite somebody to speak, but not in this stream. I leave it right there, people. I leave it right there. Until the next stream, God bless you all. And thanks for those who join in now. And blessings to all those who watch the replay. Really consider what I'm saying here. I am no big expert when it comes to trauma. I'm no big psychologist. I'm nothing like that. But I see the effects of what things like this can do to human beings. And if that child don't heal, it's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be pretty for her.